I'm Roy Walker. Join me as we take a fun-filled look back at the history of game shows. We'll be zooming across the decades as we travel through the game show archives. So get ready to travel through time in Roy Walker's Game Show years. Game shows. Don't you just love them? They hold a special place in our affections.
Yes, I'll accept that, just about.
With up to £50,000 at stake, it could be the biggest decision of their lives.
Over the years, we've seen the game show grow to become a central feature of the television schedules. They can entertain us, make us laugh, and sometimes even make us wince.
Yo, it is back.
Ow! What happened?
All the weakest week.
This is brutal.
I love game shows. I was a host myself for many years, and have I got some great moments to share with you.
Swinging the lead.
Swinging the lead is the right answer.
In this programme, we'll travel from the classics of today right back through the decades to the early days of the game show.
And may I have the first contender, please?
Hello and welcome.
Thing here.
Terry. Yes. The A is the one with the sharp top on it.
Well, I'm Papa
3 girls and 1 man against 3 men and 1 girl. This is the age of equality.
The ones I've chosen for your viewing pleasure are the creme de la creme, gathered from my friends in the game show world. Those great game show moments that made an indelible mark on game show history. So let's leave John Sargent practicing his Paso Doble as we start our journey with a look at the noughties. The noughties saw Britain get a new dome to mark the millennium, iPods became the commuter's best friend, and Britain won the right to host the biggest game show of them all, the Olympics. Things were moving fast. Even Eurovision had moved with the times. The Eurovision Song Contest, the self-proclaimed greatest game show on earth, is an international institution.
You don't really get a scale of it so much at home, but it is huge.
Yeah, it's 1,000 square meters. Yeah, I was reading on the plane on the way over.
Every year on a Saturday in May, representatives from many countries in Europe all congregate somewhere to sing their hearts out and decide which was the best song. Norway won in 2009. Do you know what the favourite car in Norway is? Yes, it's the Fjord Fiesta, of course. My next selection coming up haven't really changed much at all. They must have a winning formula because they're still going strong decades after they had begun. Shows like Countdown with Richard and Carol, who almost became part of the family.
Then it rose after Carol, you know. The instruction says does well against a wall.
Ooh, what a beast you are.
A question of sport which has been on our screens for nearly 40 years now.
So the captain's Frankie first?
Number 6.
Some very funny and sometimes painful moments for all of us.
And University Challenge, now hosted by Jeremy Paxman, remained as popular as ever with the audience, although some of the competitors may think differently.
His start as a solo effort.
W.Y. Robinson.
No, if you buzz, you must answer.
56.
Don't they teach you anything at the Naval College? No, it's 85.
This next show has a good chance of running for decades too. It's Strictly Come Dancing, of course. Well, strictly speaking, it's not an entirely new format, but it proved a hit with the public. Being live and with Bruce at the helm, the show almost felt like a throwback to the variety shows of days gone by, which is maybe why it proved to be such a firm family favourite. With a host of different personalities having to learn a different dance every week, the audience got to vote on their favourites, but sometimes they and the judges were miles apart, and people weren't necessarily kept in for the dancing ability alone.
Sergeant, after all that marching, you should be demoted to a private, I think.
You take marching to a whole new level.
Well, the public loved him despite what those judges had to say. John Sargent certainly got more than his partner in the spin on Strictly Come Dancing, and this game show became front page news. Well, at least for a while. A selection of other shows waltzed onto our screens in the noughties. Some turned out to be prima ballerinas, others had 2 left feet. There was Star Spell, a celebrity spelling bee game.
20 famous faces have taken the spelling challenge. 5 remain, but only 1 can become Star Spell champion.
Verisimilitude, rhetorical, incommensurability.
And guess who won?
Richard has won the Star Spell Trophy. It is yours, and all yours.
Richard Arnold introduced us to Take It or Leave It.
Hello and welcome to Take It or Leave It. With up to £50,000 at stake, it could be the biggest decision of their lives. We'd like tortoise to go green. Oh!
The big money game show from Challenge. Whereas the technological shows like Simply Complicated offered no money at all, just a trophy and a chance to see your own invention come to life.
I have my doubts about whether any of them actually understand how the machine works.
The aptly named Battle of the Geeks moved the technology outside as the teams battled to build a machine that could cross a canyon. And staying in the great outdoors, 6 athletic types challenged local tribes to be crowned last man standing.
This is brutal.
It certainly was brutal, but not compared to what's coming next. Here she comes.
Welcome to the weakest link.
Good old Anne has been frightening contestants since 2000.
Who is completely out of their depths? Who are you ashamed of?
Whose brain has gone on vacation? Who's looking like a bit of a cowboy? Whose mind is as empty as the Nevada desert?
And just to rub salt into the wound, once voted off, you have to undertake the walk of shame.
How she has the nerve to vote for me, it's beyond me. Why on earth do I bother to put myself through all this trauma?
Join us again for the weakest link.
And join me after the break for more of Roy Walker's Game Show Years. Welcome back to Roy Walker's Game Show Years. The 90s have been given a lift with the advent of the Wonder Bra. Game Boys and Teletubbies were keeping the kids quiet, whilst the blokes were distracted by Liz Hurley wearing that dress, which caused a storm in a teacup. Meanwhile, back in the world of game shows, another storm was brewing as ITV cleared its nightly schedules for the launch of a new quiz. With a million reasons to watch, it became an instant classic. Let's relive the moment we all dream of.
He did not have to play this question. He went, final answer, Bombardier Billy Wells. Ingram, you just won £1 million!
A phone a friend would come in handy in some of the games on our next amazing game show. Okay, here's a question for you. How many of the different zones can you name from when the Crystal Maze hit our screens? I'll give you a clue. There were 4 different ones. Did you get them all? Once in a zone, they had to choose a team member to play one of the following categories of game: physical, mental, skill, mystery.
Okay, another game, Mary.
Mystery.
Mystery? Who still plays a mystery?
Mike.
Mike.
I know that can't go back.
If successful, they won a crystal, which bought them 5 seconds in the Crystal Dome. The show's endgame were the more gold credits you collected, the better the prize. The series ran for an impressive 78 episodes and 5 specials, but that number was dwarfed by one of the game shows in this quick selection. See if you can pick out the one that ran for more than 162 episodes.
Yo, it is back!
Well, it wasn't this one.
But if the wrong answer is given, we... It's exactly what we did.
A good putt, young man, and away it goes.
There's no wind, is there?
Not today, thank God.
Well, there is actually, but...
Oh, is there? I hate a nervous player, right.
Any ideas yet?
If you've got a grown-up you'd like to get your own back on, this is the place to send them.
Could it be Pets Win Prizes? Surely not.
Pets Win Prizes are the show that turns the spotlight on terrifically talented pets.
Right, now the trick is you've got to find...
Fast Friends with Les. Could that have had more than 100 episodes?
lovely sound.
Of course, it was the kids' game show, Get Your Own Back, that actually spanned the whole decade. Much more adult game show from the 90s also proved it had staying power, although, really, the game element always came second to the gags.
I had a little key thing here. Christina Aguilera grew up in a troubled family and said, when my mum started screaming, I would sing to drown it out. Christina, are you sure it wasn't the other way round?
I'd got a baby and I'd breastfed.
Yes.
So the nipple piercing didn't hurt at all, didn't feel a thing.
It must have hurt the baby, though, because that'd be awful like putting a padlock on the fridge, wouldn't it?
Less anarchic, but nevertheless as popular, our next show actually appeared as two different versions in the 90s. In its original incarnation, Wipeout was produced as a primetime show with Paul Daniels at the helm. But then in 1998, in what was described as an act of TV terrorism, the show was given a makeover to make sure that it looked cheap enough to appear on daytime TV.
In which of these Carry On movies did Barbara Windsor appear?
And I shall try Nurse.
Nurse. I remember Shirley Eaton playing the female lead in Carry On Nurse. Nurse Dorothy Denton she was. But was Barbara Windsor in that show? No, she wasn't, so...
But it was with the little magician in charge that the show was really at its best.
Thomas Cup is for badminton. Yes, little balls with feathers on. It's not the one I would have picked up.
Well, that about wipes out the 90s. Let's have a quick look at the 1980s. Men had mullets, women were wearing lycra, while the kids were either riding their BMX bikes or pretending to be Ninja Turtles or playing on computer games. In fact, this decade saw the real rise of the console and the home computer. Little did we all know where it was going to end up. Believe it or not, Mr. Chips was considered quite an advanced computer animation in his day. Hardly Buzz Lightyear, I grant you, but impressive for TV nevertheless.
Here's a catchphrase.
The idea of the game is simple. All you have to do is say what you see.
Chinese whispers. You're right. Sometimes the first one in wins. D.
Swinging the lead.
Swinging the lead is the right answer.
With its dashing host and swanky graphics, Catchphrase became a play-along favourite, which can't be said for some of the following, some classics, and some that were good, but not right.
Welcome to First Class, the video quiz.
Not sure about these computer graphics. Ah, this looks better. I told you there'd be classics.
How do you make a forum?
How do you make a forum?
A tuum plus a tuum makes a forum.
Well, I didn't say there'd be classic jokes.
Let's spin the letters.
Master Team and Beat the Teacher were both general knowledge quiz games based here on Earth.
This game whereby pupils and teachers from various schools around Britain enter our knockout competition.
Whereas the adventure game took us out into outer space to be tested by the dragons. Science quiz brainstorm, unfortunately for some reason, only lasted for 7 episodes.
Can you zip on to the next one as fast as possible, as we are losing valuable time?
Whereas kids game show, So You Want to Be Top, fared slightly better with 18 episodes of slapstick schoolyard fun.
You still haven't said please.
And guess what you had to do in this game show? The clue's in the title.
Today's problem will have something to do with balancing eggs.
Being left with egg on your face is always a possibility for a game show host, as Paul Daniels found out when interviewing this smart aleck contestant in Every Second Counts.
Oh, that was when I was in the Navy. Yeah. Where did you fly? In the air.
Host Paul Daniels was actually rather good at being the genial cheeky chappie in charge of the game show, where winning time to take into the final round was the objective. The more time you collected, the more chance you had in the final prize round. Hence, every second counts. You know, that reminds me of an old joke. How do you know when a clock is hungry? It goes back 4 seconds.
The following list of rivers tell us if they're located in Europe, Africa, or Asia. We start the clock now. Congo.
Africa.
Yes, Rhine.
Pardon?
Rhine.
Rhine, Europe.
Yes, Trent.
Europe.
Yes, Ganges.
Asia.
Nile.
Africa.
Yes, Yangtze.
Asia.
Yes, Indus.
Asia.
Yes, you've done it.
time was also of the essence in Interceptor. Interceptor was essentially an adult version of hide and seek against the clock, hosted by former tennis player Annabel Croft. 2 contestants would don a backpack. One contained £1,000 in prize money, the other weighed the same but contained nothing. These bags also had a bunch of infrared sensors attached.
£1,000. And the other one's empty.
The game was very much like a treasure hunt in that the contestants were released somewhere and had to find out their location and the key to their backpack by answering the clues, with help from Squeaky Annabelle back at base camp with a map of the region.
Keep your backs away from the interceptor.
The twist in the tale was that the evil interceptor was on their tails trying to shoot the backpack sensors to permanently lock them. The show only had 1 series, but remains much loved by its hardcore fans.
Ladies and gentlemen,
As was our next host, who was hosting 2 hit shows in the 80s, both at the same time, Opportunity Knocks and Bob's Full House. Full House was a game show roughly based around bingo. The contestants competed to get a full house by answering questions, but there was a catch. If you got a question wrong, they'd be wallied and wouldn't be allowed to answer the next question.
The emblem of Wales is the daffodil, Maxine.
It isn't, it's a lake.
No, it's not the leek. Leek is the emblem of 10 Downing Street. It is the daffodil. I'm sorry, Maxine, you're wallied, and you can't answer this. Click a number.
Right, 27. 27.
The final gold card round featured a board with 18 squares hiding letters. Correct answers revealed the letters spelling out a destination. And if the contestant could uncover all the letters, they'd win the fabulous holiday.
I don't know where the hell you're going. 59.
he's an out! Pick your own oranges in Seville.
Part of the show's charm was that Bob genuinely seemed to be on the contestant's side. Bob's support for contestants also helped make the return of Opportunity Knocks a huge success. This show featured undiscovered talent, leaving the public to decide whether they were any good or not.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. May I make something perfectly clear about that title? Bob says Opportunity Knocks. That's the title. Listen, I may say it, but you have the last word. Each week, you choose the champ. You name the number 1. Picking that winner is as easy as picking up a phone.
Acts range from singers to musicians to comedians.
Do you know something? I only got on this show, you know, because I do impressions. Yes, I do.
I've stopped moving. They are not moving. They're still chasing me.
Bob gave his full support to all the contestants, regardless of their talent. Unlike the rather cruel judges on today's talent shows.
30,654 votes.
Hey, did you know Bob's family owned a custard factory? Honestly, they did. I suppose that's why TV bosses were always putting them on the TV. Okay, you can make your own mind up about that one, which is exactly what these next 4 did back in 1981.
United Kingdom's entry from Bucks Fizz. Closest Eurovision Song Contest I've seen for a long time.
And the winner of the Eurovision Song Contest 1981 with 136 points is the United Kingdom with Making Your Mind Up, sung by Bucks Fizz.
Join me after the break when we'll disco dance our way into the 70s in Roy Walker's Game Show years.
I know.
Hello again. Glad you could join me for more of Roy Walker's Game Show years. Do you remember the kids' toy, Slime, and the slimy snack, pot noodles and clackers? Two fast-moving plastic balls that were eventually banned as kids used to smack themselves and others around the chops. Star Wars ruled at the cinema, while back on Earth, Love Heart Sweets were all the rage in the playground. Yes, it's that stylish decade, the 70s, of course, and in the game show world, roller skates and disco were more for the groovy crowd, and the kind of game show based around disco showed off those new, cool, killer moves in Disco Champions. This show was broadcast from the home of all trendy young things, the Cat's Whiskers nightclub, Streatham. Let's see them shake that thing. Speaking of disco, why did the skeleton go to the disco? He heard it was a hip joint. Why did the dancer cross the floor? To get to the other slide.
The British boy-girl disco champions for 1979 are couple number 10.
There really were some weird game shows around in the 70s. Some disappeared almost as soon as they arrived. Others went on to become firm favourites. Have a look at this selection and see which ones you remember.
Hello and welcome again to Star Town. This time a very special one, the grand finale.
Who do this lot think they are? The Muppets? I think we can see what kind of talent show Star Town was. Now, Hoedown was a different kind of talent show for young farmers, with tractors, ducks and bales of straw as a backdrop. All you needed was a bit of brawn back in 1978 when this show went out. Trans World Top Team was an international version of
Irwin and Scott.
Top of the Form.
Some amino acids contain sulfur. They all contain carbon. What are 3 other chemical elements that all amino acids contain?
Hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen.
Absolutely right.
The final series was won by a team of SWATs from Baltimore, USA. The balloon game was all about talking your way out of your historical character, being thrown out of the balloon.
This balloon, however, seems incapable of carrying 3 passengers.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
And you wouldn't want to fall out of the mastermind chair.
The first contender, please. What was the name of the river? I've started, so I'll finish. Well, that brings us to the end of the contest, and if we glance at the scoreboard, we'll see that the result is a runaway win.
It seems brain games were all the rage.
1977 series of Young Scientists of the Year.
To find out how they measured these circles out, we devised this experiment.
How does the experiment work?
Well, we asked the subject to make 5 paces in the sand, then we measure the length of each pace.
You know, I always loved One Man and His Dog, probably because I used to have a border collie. It's great. I only have to look after it in the school holidays. But of course, when it comes to the 70s, one show stands head and shoulders above the rest. Or should that be chin and shoulders?
Nice to see you,
Nice. Bruce had many catchphrases, but this really was a good game, good game.
You are a canteen assistant at the local police station. Oh, do you take truncheon vouchers? On a visit to Bellevue Zoo, a gorilla took a fancy to you. Oh, what a thrill, Phil. What did it do to you, dear?
Oh, it pulled me hair in there to fetch the
Oh, well, that's a relief. What?
It fetched the zookeeper. It wouldn't let me hair go. It wanted to get me in there.
Oh, really? I wish he had.
Now, here's a question. Who was the second host to present the Generation Game? No, not Larry. Roy Castle stood in for Bruce back in 75. That was a record-breaking impression of Bruce, Roy.
Surprise. Don't adjust your sets, will you? It's me. We're very sorry, but Bruce is very, very ill. Let's all say, for Bruce, Ray.
Shut that door.
But Roy's show was just a one-off. Larry Grayson followed Bruce through the Generation Game doors in 1978, adding his much-loved camp style to the show.
Well, I'm cock-a-hoo. She seems like a nice girl, doesn't she? What a gay day.
Good old Larry. He had more catchphrases than Anne Robinson's had facelifts. He became a firm favourite with the viewers. The Generation Game helped Larry become a household name. You could say it gave his career the kick-start it needed, which is fortunate, as that's where we're heading next. Now, as the title sequence shows, this 70s game show was all about getting a scrambler bank around an obstacle course while keeping your vital organs in one piece. Our host, Dave Lee Travis, was known as the hairy cornflake at the time. Well, I'm not sure about cornflakes, but there were certainly some hairy moments on this show. I'd give up, mate, while your bits are still intact. Originally commissioned as a filler for Nationwide, Kickstart proved an instant hit, spawning Junior Kickstart just 1 year later. Both shows had their memorable moments. Remember this poor kid?
Really caused the problems, and it's caused one for him too. Oh, he seemed to lose all balance. He just threw that off. He caught his thigh in the handlebars. You can see him holding himself there. Oh, dear. And St John's ambulance man trying to get there in a hurry. And he probably needs some treatment in a minute.
You know, that clip could have gone into the What Happened Next round in A Question of Sport. The game was split into rounds where two opposing teams answered various sport-related questions. Sports stars flocked to the show, but in the home and away round, nearly always played it safe by choosing a home question.
You're feeling brave, Leighton, you could go for away, but what are you going for?
Home. Home, please.
Home. Still go for a home one, I think. Hamlin Hughes, home or away?
17-10 away, please.
You're going to regret it.
Oh, no.
Which game was originally called Minonette?
That's why the guests choose home, Emlyn. We'll leave him there for a while to think about that one. Looks like he's drawn a blank. Of course, that wouldn't be a problem in the next show.
And here's your host on Terry Wogan.
Doesn't matter which you pick, A or B, they're all equally foolish.
Terry.
Yes?
The A is the one with the sharp top on it.
Blankety blank. It was simple. Here's an answer. Fill in the blank.
On her first day at the nudist camp, Miss Goodbody screamed when she backed into a blank. Annie Oakley won the hearts of the West with the biggest pair of blanks you ever saw.
When I first heard I was coming on this show, a feeling came over me I've never experienced before.
Barbara, we commiserate with you, but gosh, it was a thrilling contest, wasn't it? I've never seen anybody have so much trouble trying to stay awake.
Terry's style of taking the blank was ideally suited to game shows, and even more so to the Eurovision, which he started commentating on in 1971. Let's see if any more musical talent has emerged as we leave the decade. Well, that'll be a resounding no, then. Now, we pick up the action in the swinging 60s. Carnaby Street, the miniskirt, Men on the Moon, and the Beatles all dominated this decade. But it was in 1966, when England won the Football World Cup, that the country really came together, and the nation went football crazy. Quizball, hosted or refereed by David Vine, was introduced to cash in on the game's newfound popularity. Professional footballers of the day used to take part in answering questions to try and score goals. Can you imagine the likes of Rooney and company taking part today?
Good evening and welcome to this, the first program in our new general knowledge competition, Quizball.
We're not going to have a big egghead quiz here tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've got the brains of Britain and the brains of the football world here tonight, so we're only going to put them through it.
There were 4 routes to goal. One hard question got you a goal in one, or you could try 2 easy questions, or even 3 very easy questions to score a goal. The other team could tackle you by taking on a difficult question. If they got it right, they could take possession. If not, they scored an own goal.
Seconds, Arsenal.
Camelot is the correct answer.
Tackling proved to be a very popular tactic in this game.
And the buzzer goes, a tackle coming in from John Barnwell. 2/3 of the way to goal, and not as far as about to put it in the back of the net, but they aren't, because in comes the tackle. 30 Mead. Okay, so you've got a tackle. You're back in possession. Nobody's getting anywhere. I'll have a go myself. You'll have a go yourself. And...
You know, a lot of people say women are no good at football. That's not true. It's just that 11 women would never be seen out together wearing the same outfit.
Bertie Mee had not indicated which way he wanted to go.
From football to the pub, quizzes came and went throughout the decade. Some more successful than others.
In which state of the USA is there an enormous area of swampland?
Though how they survived all that cigarette smoke in Quiz Time Gentlemen, please, I'll never know.
You're writing to someone abroad and want to send him the right postage for replies. No good sending him British stamps. What would you send him?
International flag coupon.
Yes, obtainable at every post office.
What will Lulu and Enoch Powell have in common next year?
They will both become pregnant except for Enoch Powell.
3 girls and 1 man against 3 men and 1 girl. This is the age of equality.
And it was definitely the age of equality when this show arrived on the scene in 1966.
Oh, we've got jellies wobbling all over the place here. As they rush back to the car, time starts from the minute they start to rush until they put the jellies back.
It's a knockout there. Another knockout show was to start this decade too. Yes, Call My Bluff. Originally hosted by Robin Ray, the object of the game was to discern which was the correct definition from one of 3 alternatives offered for an obscure word from the Oxford English Dictionary.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BBC Two's game of words and wit, Call My Bluff. And the word is bullery. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
A bullery is a collection of papal bulls.
Thank you very much.
On the 1st of October 1967, Call My Bluff became only the 2nd ever UK game show to be broadcast in colour. Future host of Call My Bluff introduced another long-running game show and his formidable comb-over onto the screens of BBC Two when the first series of Ask the Family went to air.
This is where we arrange to have a little fun, watching people sharpen their wits and...
That's right, it's Robert Robinson. A terribly middle-class quiz, this one. Although often it seemed they were competing to see who was poshest.
Youngest.
It's on toast.
Yes.
Is it sardines?
It's sardines. Yes, that's right.
Don't tell each other.
Oh, we mustn't tell each other.
It was all very serious, and Mr. Robinson ruled with a rod of iron.
Who follows William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton?
Christian Dior.
Why did you say that? Mertz's no?
Sensible clothes, serious glasses, and strict haircuts were the order of the day for the contestants, and that was just the children. Although the kids in Ask the Family almost looked like hooligans when compared to the contestants in this show. The show's real title was Television Top of the Form, as the original Top of the Form was a long-running radio show. In the days before PlayStations and the internet, how did the youth of the 60s amuse themselves? Let's hear what some of the contestants have to say on the matter.
As a hobby, apart from schoolwork.
Oh, visiting historic and prehistoric buildings and earthworks.
And you rub brasses, don't you,
Yes.
Alison? Which is the best one do you think you've ever rubbed?
In Northleach Church in the Cotswolds.
The youngest is...
Some of the kids were formidable competitors.
Where would you be most likely to find a lich gate?
The church.
Who wrote The Hound of the Baskervilles?
Conan Doyle.
Why is the chestnut tree sometimes called the horse chestnut?
Oh, do horses eat these nuts?
No, that's not the reason. Marilyn, do you know?
Because when the leaves fall off, the stalk leaves a horseshoe-shaped mark.
Yes, absolutely right.
Well done, Marilyn. You conquered that round. Horse chestnuts. Conkers. Get it? Oh, please yourself. Still conquering the world of music was the Eurovision Song Contest. Let's see what the 60s had to offer. Well, it looks like it's all gone upmarket. Held here at the Palais des Festivals in Monaco.
Goodbye, goodbye, farewell, farewell, I'm not sure what to do. So long, au revoir, it's hard, but I'll pull through.
Bing-bong, bing-bong, écoute dans l'air léger.
Wat een dag, wat een dag, echt een dag waarop alles gaat.
You know, after watching that, I wish they'd adopted the approach used by Face the Music, where you can see the instruments being played, but you can't hear the result. Joseph Cooper hosted this rather gentle game show, which was all about classical music.
Good evening and welcome to Face the Music. It's not so much a competitive quiz, it's more a kind of party game, and you may find a pencil and paper handy. Now you have a chance to prove yourselves as conductors. And Richard, would you like to take the baton? They come in two sizes, has that been all right?
I got to suspend it.
Yes. And when I say beat time, actually, all you need to do really is just to give the first beat of the bar if you want to, but you can really conduct it if you feel like it.
I go on for long like this?
No, just a bit more.
I don't think
they're playing very well for you, actually.
They're rotten tonight.
Join me after the break for more of Roy Walker's Game Show years. Yes, we're back in the 50s now, in Roy Walker's Game Show years. In 1953, the Queen's coronation was watched by an estimated 20 million viewers in the UK alone, sparking a television revolution as people bought TV sets for the first time, especially to take in the event. The 50s also saw the end of rationing, the rise of the teenager, dance halls and even hamburgers. As well as the Queen's coronation, the 50s also heralded the arrival of a king. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. So, with the new generation jiving away in the dance halls, and with Elvis rocking through the hit parade, the time was right for Jukebox Jury, a popular contemporary music series hosted by David Jacobs.
And welcome to another session of Jukebox Jury.
Vastly popular at the time, it attracted many top-known celebrities. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Phil Spector all made an appearance over the years.
When I see my baby.
The job of the panel was to give their verdict on the week's latest releases, deciding if it was a hit or a miss.
I really like this song very much. I think it was the title promised more than the lyrics gave.
I think it had something.
I'm afraid it's not my kind of record. The saxophone is a little harsh, shall we say.
And I got rather confused because I thought he said, she's like a tree in motion. And I couldn't understand that at all. But I think it would probably be a hit.
A bell for a hit and a rasping hooter for a miss.
Do you make it a hit or a miss, Jerry? Well, they make it undoubtedly a hit.
Well, I don't need a jury to tell me this next show from the 50s was a definite hit. In fact, it turned out to be one of the all-time greats. If I were to say it's Friday, it's 5 to 5, it could mean only one thing. Yes, Neighbours, of course. No, only kidding. It's Crackerjack!
Hey, Vicky, what's going on here?
Well, they nearly got away with the prizes.
Crackerjack marked the start of the weekend with its mixture of sketches, pop performances, and games.
Bottle, that's two, you're winning. Oh, it's pretty close.
The show's signature game was Double or Drop, actually devised by the host, Eamon Andrews. The game where the kids were piled high with prizes if they answered questions correctly, or with cabbages if they got them wrong.
You've got one little cabbage, but you're still all right. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, you mustn't put any of your prizes on the ground. If we see that happening again, we'd be in trouble.
Eamon had actually devised the game Double or Drop as a touring show in Ireland, where if you got your question right, you doubled your money up to the maximum of £1, but if you lost, you dropped the lot.
Oh!
I wonder if Hughie Green took this idea for his show. Double your money. Contestants were given a free choice from different categories of questions. The first correct answer won £1, and from there they could double their money or lose everything. The most successful contestants came back to play for the treasure trail, up to £1,000. The show even had international specials, as this Australian clip shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, I promise you the program isn't coming from the zoo. Double your money for $4? Yeah. Fine, here we come, for $4. Who used to say, come up and see me sometime?
Oh.
Eh?
Oh. Mrs. Mop, was it?
I'll tell you what, something, that ages the most of you that are laughing. You know that, don't you? Come up and see me sometime. A very, very famous, a beautiful lady used to say, come up and see me sometime.
Oh, Mae West.
Did you like that?
The show was a ratings hit, as was another more homegrown show. Eamon Andrews again, who was obviously the only man employed by the BBC in the 50s, hosted the show What's My Line?
And I don't think I'll explain the rules. You probably know that they've got a chance of guessing people's occupations before 10 no's are notched up.
Overseer, undertaker, pest destroyer, boilermaker. What's my line?
The panel was made up of 4 celebrities who had to guess the occupations of ordinary members of the public with the aid of a small mime.
Oh, was that it? And would you do a piece of mime for the panel? Thank you. That's it. Would you do a piece of mime for the panel, please, Edith?
Oh, thank you.
See, always very fast. Do sit down. That's grand. And the free information is, oh, by the way, first of all, coming up on your screens is what Mrs. Delia Dunn does for a living. We'll tell you when it's off. All right, all clear. You may open your eyes now.
Oh, I'll get this out of the way fast. Is it anything at all to do with any of the other challengers on the program tonight? There's no reference back? No? Right.
No intentional reference back. For all we know, there might be. Gilbert Hardy.
Are you giving someone an enema?
What's My Line was actually one of the first formats imported from the USA, where the original version of the show ended up running for over 17 years and is still one of the longest running game shows in the history of American primetime television.
But she wasn't, and she's beaten them. That was fine, Delia. Thank you very much. Well done. Okay.
You call that a long run? You wait until you see our next offering.
So here are the Frank and Peggy Spencer formation team from Penge.
Unbelievably, Come Dancing ran from 1949 to 1998. An incredible 49 years, making it one of the longest running shows on TV ever. The show originally had an educational outlet, instructing viewers in how to dance, but the format was rejigged in 1953, and the familiar regional dance-off and national final were introduced. But it's got a fair way to go to catch up with our next show, which was first broadcast in 1956 and is arguably the longest running game show of them all. And it's been responsible for some pretty famous songs as well. Now I'll leave you with Alice Babs from Sweden.
En wel Alice Babs uit Sweden.
That's Babs, not Baps, Mr. Commentator.
Samma svar som jag tycker att du blinkar nu.
So that ends my trip down memory lane. I hope you've enjoyed my game show years. I leave you with a selection of the hosts we've seen earlier, signing off through the decades.
Keep dancing.
Bye.
From the moment, from Hornsey Town Hall, from us all, it's good night.
Don't forget to join us next week at the same time for another session of Jukebox Jury. Good night.
Bob says, if opportunity comes your way, don't knock it. Good night.
I bid you goodbye.
Goodbye, until next time.
From Mastermind at Oxford, it's goodbye.
Good night, and God bless you all.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our affectionate trip across the decades in my game show years. But for now, for me, Roy Walker, it's goodbye.